Do you rely on the scale to assess your weight loss progress? Or have you been told that you have a high body mass index or BMI, but aren't sure what that means? Although knowing your weight and BMI can be helpful, knowing your body composition can give you a much better picture of your overall health. Fortunately, there are several steps you can take to achieve better body composition. Hi, I'm Dr. Brett Scher, board-certified cardiologist and lipidologist. In this video, I'll be discussing how you can improve and measure your body composition. But first, what is body composition and why is it important? Your body composition is the amount of fat, muscle, bone, and water that make up your total weight. Muscle, bone, and water are frequently combined and referred to as lean body mass. Your body composition is different from your BMI or body mass index. You can calculate your BMI by taking your weight in kilograms and dividing it by your height in meters squared. The problem with the BMI is that it tells you nothing about how much fat versus lean mass you have. Two people can have the same height and weight, but very different body compositions. For example, a professional athlete may be 6 feet tall, weigh 225 pounds, and be in fantastic physical condition with a 32-inch waist and bulging muscles. A busy doctor, on the other hand, may be 6 feet tall, weigh 225 pounds, with a 39-inch waist and a bulging midsection. Furthermore, some people may have a normal BMI and weight, but carry excess visceral fat deep within their abdomen around their internal organs. These individuals have what is sometimes referred to as normal weight obesity, or thin on the outside and fat on the inside, abbreviated as TOFI, T-O-F-I. Having too much visceral fat increases the risk of diabetes, fatty liver, and other metabolic diseases, regardless of one's appearance or weight. To achieve a healthy body composition, aim to lose fat mass and preserve or gain lean mass. Protecting your muscle and bone health helps prevent frailty and osteoporosis, improves your ability to do everyday tasks, and can help you stay more functional as you age. Plus, having more muscle and less fat may reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, and other chronic diseases. The take-home message is that your body composition is more important for your health than the number on a scale. When talking about nutrition to improve body composition, one of the main things to keep in mind is protein, the macronutrient that supplies the amino acids needed for building and maintaining muscle. High-quality research confirms that eating more protein helps maximize the muscle-building benefits of resistance training. Plus, people who engage in resistance training or endurance-type exercise need more protein than sedentary individuals. Active people should aim for a daily protein intake of about 1.6 grams per kilogram of ideal body weight. For someone whose ideal weight is 150 pounds, that works out to roughly 110 grams of protein daily. Use this simple chart to find your minimum daily protein target based on your height. Keep in mind, this is a minimum target, and you may see extra benefit by adding even more, especially if you want to perform intensive exercise or want to maximize satiety and lose body fat. When working towards improving your body composition, you'll most likely want to lose fat. Eating a low-carb diet can help you achieve this by decreasing your body fat, including decreasing the visceral fat that's associated with increased metabolic disease risk. In several studies, low-carb eating has been found to reduce body fat more than low-fat eating. In one randomized trial, people who ate a low-carb diet lost 22.8% of their abdominal fat on average, while those who ate a low-fat diet only lost 1%. The greatest fat loss was seen in studies that restricted carb intake to less than 50 grams per day. If you want to learn how to eat a low-carb diet, you're in the right place. This has been our specialty since our early days at Diet Doctor. We have many resources to help you achieve better health while enjoying delicious low-carb food. Reducing your calorie intake can also help you lose fat. However, if you're looking to improve body composition and overall health, Your goal should be to lose fat without losing muscle. Although low-calorie diets may help you lose mostly body fat over a few weeks or months, long-term intentional calorie restriction may cause loss of lean mass. The good news is that eating a higher protein, low-carb diet can help you naturally eat fewer calories, lose body fat, and retain lean mass. If you're interested in losing body fat and preventing muscle loss, you may want to consider time-restricted eating or short-term intermittent fasting. However, some older research suggests that fasting for more than 36 hours may potentially lead to some muscle loss. Although study results vary, one analysis of 8 studies found that time-restricted eating or alternate day fasting plus resistance training help people maintain or increase their muscle mass. Regardless of whether you eat once a day, twice a day, or more often, your diet quality, protein intake, calorie intake, and exercise routine are always important when it comes to achieving healthy weight loss and body composition. Given the limited amount of research in this field, we need studies that assess the long-term effects of intermittent fasting on body composition, but the short-term data sure seem promising. Now, what foods or beverages should you steer clear of to improve your body composition? No surprises here. Avoid alcohol, sugary foods and beverages, and ultra-processed foods high in fat and refined carbs like chips, donuts, and similar treats. Aside from being very high in carbs, these foods and beverages are loaded with empty calories, meaning they provide very little protein and other essential nutrients. When it comes to exercise, resistance training is superior for building muscle and preserving bone mass. Plus, it can help reduce body fat and visceral fat. Does resistance training mean you need to go to the gym and pump heavy iron alongside bodybuilders and muscle-bound athletes? No. Resistance training means moving your muscles against resistance. That can mean using your body weight as resistance, such as squats or wall push-ups, using elastic bands as resistance, or using weights as light as 2 pounds. Here are some helpful tips to get started with resistance training. Emphasize safety first. The last thing you want is to get injured and swear off resistance training as too dangerous. If you can, work with a personal trainer until you're comfortable on your own. Start low and build slow. Reps are the number of times you can perform an exercise without resting. For example, 1 push-up equals 1 rep. And if you can do 10 push-ups without resting, that's 10 reps. Start with a resistance level you can do for 15 reps, but stop at 12 reps. Again, safety first. If you start low, you can gradually increase the resistance and lower the reps until you're nearing your maximum effort on the 8th repetition. But don't think you have to get there overnight. Take your time and progress at your own pace. Work multiple muscle groups. Bicep curls work one particular muscle group, your biceps. But a squat with a bicep curl and a shoulder press is a complex movement that works almost your whole body, your quads, glutes, biceps, core, and deltoids. These types of complex movements give you more bang for your buck in your exercise routine. Use the time you have. Can you commit 30 minutes to resistance training 3 days a week? Great. That may be all you need to see improvements. If you only have 10 minutes twice per week, that's okay too. Doing something is always better than nothing. Even one session is better than no exercise. Remember to rest. Building muscle requires stressing the muscle and then letting it recover and heal. That means you should aim for 3 days per week with an active rest day between each resistance training session. What about cardio, such as walking briskly, running, dancing, or bike riding? Although cardio training isn't the best for building muscle, it can still help you burn fat. One drawback to cardio is that you need to work out longer to experience substantial benefits, but if you have the time and motivation, go for it. High-intensity interval training involves short bursts of intense exercise, alternating with less intense recovery periods. Like straight cardio, it can help you burn fat without increasing muscle mass very much. The best training program may be a combination of resistance training 3 days per week, cardio or interval training 3 days per week, and a day off that might include stretching or mobility work. For help getting started with an exercise program, check out our video exercise course for beginners, Let's Get Moving with Jonas Kolting, to begin improving your body composition today. You can measure your body composition in many different ways, from expensive and complex scans at medical facilities to simple at-home tests requiring nothing more than a tape measure. Let's review them, starting with the simplest first. Waist circumference. The easiest way to estimate your body composition is to measure your waist circumference. As I mentioned earlier, visceral or belly fat is the most important fat to lose from a health perspective. Your waist to height ratio can provide a good starting point for assessing your body composition and risk for insulin resistance and metabolic disease. Simply measure your waist and divide your waist measurement by your height. If you don't have a tape measure, just use a piece of string. The length of the string around your waist should be at most half your height. A waist to height ratio of less than 0.5 indicates good insulin sensitivity, while a number higher than 0.5 suggests you may have insulin resistance and a higher risk for type 2 diabetes and other metabolic conditions. Selfies. If you're trying to improve your body composition, you can take selfies to track changes in your physical appearance. Make sure you take the pictures in the same location, same time of day, and the same zoom. Regardless of the number on your scale, if you see your abdomen getting smaller and your muscles getting bigger or more defined, your body composition is likely improving. And no, you don't need to share your selfies on social media. Just because many people like to make their journey public doesn't mean you have to. Feel free to put the pictures in a private file and keep them locked away for only you to see. Dual energy X-ray absorptiometry, DEXA. A DEXA scan uses low-dose radiation and accurately detects the amount of lean mass, fat mass, and visceral fat that you have, along with the density of your bones. Given the small dose of radiation involved in a scan, most experts suggest waiting at least 3 to 6 months between DEXA scans. It's important to make sure you're getting a DEXA scan that assesses body composition. Most routine DEXA scans are ordered only to assess bone density. Although they provide the most accurate and detailed body composition information, DEXA scans can be costly and aren't available in all locations. Bioimpedance scales. Bioimpedance scales provide an estimate of fat-free mass and fat mass by using a small electric current to measure the resistance of your body tissue. These scales are easy to use at home, widely available, and relatively inexpensive. However, since most bioimpedance scales only measure lower body composition, they won't reflect whether you have excess fat in the abdomen and trunk. Some scales have handles you can hold, which allows you to also measure your upper body composition. But these are more expensive and usually located only at gyms or personal training centers. But even these more expensive scales can be affected by things like body position, recent exercise, and hydration status. This means that checking your body composition on one of these scales before and after your workout could yield very different results. Hydrostatic weighing. For this test, you need to get wet. Here's how it works. First, you weigh yourself on dry land. Then you sit on a scale, submerge yourself underwater, and blow out as much air as you can. The difference between your dry weight and your underwater weight is used to estimate your fat mass and fat-free mass. This type of measurement can't differentiate between bone, muscle, and water, which all make up the fat-free mass, nor can it tell you where your fat mass is distributed. But it's an easy way to accurately measure your total fat mass, as long as you don't mind getting wet. Air displacement plethysmograph. Another device that is rising in popularity is the BodPod, which measures your body's volume by measuring the amount of air your body displaces when in a specialized measuring chamber. Like hydrostatic weighing, it reports fat mass and fat-free mass, but it doesn't give as much detail as a DEXA scan. Also, if you're claustrophobic, a BodPod may not be the right test for you, as you have to spend several minutes in an enclosed chamber, although there is a window to see out of, which does help some people with mild claustrophobia. Here's a summary of the different methods of measuring body composition. Easiest, waist circumference. Most accurate, DEXA. Best for regular home use, bioimpedance scales. Best of the rest, hydrostatic weight and bod pod if they're easily available. Combining a low-carb, high-protein diet with resistance training may be the most effective way to lose fat mass and maintain muscle mass. Adding cardio or high-intensity interval training can further enhance fat loss. Resistance training and higher protein diets around 1.6 grams per kilo of ideal body weight per day or more have the best evidence supporting their role in increasing muscle mass. I hope this video has given you the knowledge and tools you need to get started improving your body composition today. Are you interested in learning more about how to improve and measure your body composition? See below for our comprehensive written guide on the topic. If you'd like more support for losing weight and improving your health, sign up for a free trial. This will give you access to meal plans with shopping lists, our personalized meal planner, members-only exercise and weight loss courses, and many other exclusive benefits. Find out more at dietdoctor.com.